Okay, now to add sounds and animation in your PowerPoint, the first thing is we've already recorded our sounds, and I'm going to try to associate a sound with hovering over this button. And what we do here is what's called the sort of a rollover. So we want to create some type of sound on here. We can insert sounds at any time, that sound from a file or something like that, and we can add animations. And let's go ahead and do that. We're going to create some animations and add our sounds. And for this one, let's look at here, slideshow, under animations, we can add animations so that as our buttons fly in, we can have sounds with them, and we can choose from sort of pre-made ones, and these are slide transitions. So if you look at that, that's what will happen when the slide comes up. They just sort of fade in. There are other ones. You can drop this box down and choose other ones, and if you just roll over them, it'll show how a slide transition, what are called custom animations. So for this one, let's go to this. We'll start with this, not the main slide. We'll start with our boxes here, so that when we navigate to this box slides in, and then our main menu comes in, and then our text fades in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to Custom Animation, and it's under the Animations tab, and it's in the Animations group here. We're going to do Custom Animations, and it pulls up our little task pane here. Now the first thing we need to do is to choose an element of the slide that we want to animate. So let's go ahead, and we can do this if we think ahead just a little bit. We can do it in order correctly, in the correct order, so that we don't have to change it afterwards. So the first thing I want to come in is this green box, and I can add an effect to it. And the effect I'm going to do is what's called an entrance effect. And this entrance effect, let's see what I want it to do. I probably want it to fly in, or I can choose more effects, and it'll give me a list of a bunch of them. Maybe I want it to fade in. We can choose fade, and you'll see what the fade looks like. Alright, so I'll choose fade. And here's the important part. We want all of our custom animations to trigger automatically and not have to be triggered when there's a mouse click. So we're gonna start not on click, but with previous or after previous. It doesn't really matter, because this is the first thing, and the only previous thing that would be there is that the slide appears. So we could say with previous in this case. Now the speed, I want mine to go a little bit quicker. So I'm going to do fast. I can look at that and say, oh, you know what, fast isn't fast enough. Maybe very fast is what I want. Okay, I can do that. Drop this box down, and I can go under Effect Options if I want to add a sound. And notice that there is no sound associated with this animation yet, but there is a timing, and that's what we just set here. We set some timings, and this is text, which we'll get to, and that's grouping the text so that it animates all at once, or line by line, or what we call grouped in a hierarchy, first level, second level, as you see here, by paragraphs. So let's go back to our effect, and let's add our sound. Now we have some pre-made sounds that come with PowerPoint, drum rolls and explosions and lasers, and they're all good, but boy, I hear them all the time. You know, those are the same ones that we hear all the time. And there's our whoosh, but we made one. So let's go to Other Sound, and it allows us to browse, and there's our wave file. So let's choose that. Okay, so we've added that one, and we just heard it. So we'll click OK. Now that comes in the wave sound. And now let's add the next thing, which is our text button. So let's I guess we'll have this one fly in. Yeah, fly in from the bottom looks good. And we'll have that happen after previous. And then we'll choose this next text box and give it an effect, an entrance effect, and maybe we want that to fly in from the bottom. And the same thing. We want it to start not on click, but after previous. And we don't want to get too crazy with the sounds, but we could add a sound for that also. Then finally, we'll have our Return to Main Menu button come in. Let's see if we can pick a decent one for that. Let's see what Grow and Turn does. There, that's a pretty good one. I'll grow and turn, and we'll do the same thing. We'll start after previous, and let's play it and just to check it out. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now I would apply the same thing to this. Let's just quickly go over this again. Select the box and try to be consistent. Entrance effect is going to be to fade, and we had it with previous, very fast, and we applied a sound under. Look, since I've already selected my sound, it's now populated my drop-down box. So it's kind of keeping track of it for me. So I don't have to go browse for it. I can just select it and again go through. Let's choose this text box, add an entrance effect. That was to fly in, and after previous, the next one we're going to add the same one, an entrance effect of fly in, after previous, and then finally let's just go ahead and take the return to main menu. That's to, what do we choose? Grow and turn. Grow and turn after previous. And now we can test how that works by hitting F5 and choosing the Y button. Not bad. We'll be able to navigate back to our main menu. A person rolls over the button, they hear a particular sound. And I'm going to right click on that. I'm going to look under formatting. Make sure everything's fine with it. Okay. We like it. It's all the lighting. We can add bevels into it. We can add other types of lighting to it if we wanted to. So if we wanted to change that. Okay. Good. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our Y button sound. That is our Y button, correct? Our Y button sound. Oh, that's incorrect. I'm sorry. We want this. This is a little bit different. This one is an action. We want to add an action for this one. Okay. I'm sorry. We want this to not play. We want, when we roll over the button, we want it to play. I was going to add it as a sound that just played when the slide came up. But we want to add an action so that when we roll over this button, it says the Y button, or learn about the Y button. So what we'll do here is under the insert ribbon, we have in our links group, we have an action. And this adds an action to a particular object. So I'm going to select action. And notice here you can also, this is where you can set the hyperlinking properties to it and all of that. But we want, not on mouse click, but when the mouse rolls over the object, we want to play a sound. And the sound that we want to play, I'm going to drop that down, is our Y button wave. Click OK. And let's test that out. Let's go back.
Learn about a Y.
Is it there? We're going to action is going to be triggered when the mouse rolls over the object, and the action is to play a sound. And that sound is not populated in our box, so we're going to have to browse for it. So we'll have to roll down here, select other sound, and from my pre-made sounds, this one is going to be the B button, correct? Select OK.
Learn about the B button.
And let's do the last one, the X button. And we'll select an action. for the mouse over event. We're going to play a sound, and we'll add our X button sound.
Learn about the X button.
All right, and notice that the trigger is for the rollover, so that's all set to go. Now the last thing I would do to finish this project up is to go to my screen here where I have my main menu button, and let's give that an action. Action on mouse over, we'll play a sound, and that sound will be, we'll navigate to other sounds or browse to it, and there's our main menu wave file.
Return to the main menu.
Click OK, and let's just finish that up. Go to the next slide, select action, mouse over, play sound. Now our menu, drop-down menu is populated with that wave, so it's there already. Let's go to the final one. Select it, action, on mouse over, play a sound, and its main menu wave. Select OK, and let's test it out.
Learn about the B button. Learn about the X button.
We select that.
Return to the main menu. Learn about the Y button. Return to the main menu.
Okay, everything looks good.
Learn about the B button.
And that's how you add sounds. And notice that this sound right here, this sound icon, that's when I inadvertently added the sound. And this is something where you would do if you wanted to play a musical piece or a long sound in the background of your presentation as it went. And you could take this and you could set that to play automatically or to play when it's clicked. We're just going to delete that. But if you wanted that and you didn't want to see the icon, you just drag it off of the screen. It'll still work. You wouldn't be able to click on it, but you would set it to go automatically. So we're going to delete that. And now we're all set. Don't forget to save. And you're all done.